Spano from here in Florida. And of course, one of the big problems now is this racing unemployment numbers. And Congressman, you are the only Florida representative who sits on the House Small Business Committee, which I would think this is going to make you a pretty busy person for the next few weeks.
Yeah, you're right, Jack. Good morning. It's good to be with you. Thank you for having me on. I'm really excited to be on to talk about what I think is going to be a very helpful tool for small businesses all across the country, but certainly here in Tampa Bay to be able to get through this crisis that we're in. I was also a former small business owner, and so I understand exactly where these folks are. So the bill that passed last week has what's called a Paycheck Protection Program within it that's going to encourage employers to keep folks on the payroll right during the period of this crisis.
There's concerns that big businesses, corporations, they want a piece of the pie here. How do you make sure that this money goes specifically to the small businesses?
It's a great question, Aaron. So there's specific money set aside only for small business, and this includes, now there's a larger pot of money that larger businesses can have access to, but this money is dedicated solely to small businesses. So it's about $350 billion, and that sounds like a lot of money, but that's going to probably go pretty fast. So let me just kind of explain why we set this money aside. It gives employers and small business owners, including sole proprietors and self-employed individuals and gig workers, it gives them the money that they need to keep their employees on payroll and paid through the crisis. So they can get back to work as soon as we can open things back up again safely. And what it does is, if you keep your employees on payroll for a period of 8 weeks from the time that you take out the loan is forgiven and you don't have to pay it back. And it's 2.5 times the monthly payroll. It can be used to pay payroll and salaries and rent and utilities and those types of things that the small business is going to need to get them through this transition period until we kind of get back on our feet economically.
Does it have to be the same salary that the employee was making previous to the pandemic?
Yeah, it has to be the same salary. If you don't pay as much, then you don't get as much of the loan forgiven. Do you follow me?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, and to clarify, if I may, if you, in other words, the more people that you keep on, the more of that amount is forgiven. So if you keep your payroll, if you keep your staffing at the same levels, at the same pay rates, then 100% of this loan is forgiven. And this is a 100% government-backed loan. It doesn't require any collateral to be put up. There's no credit elsewhere test. And so this is a really big deal for those small businesses out there. And I'll tell you, as I said, as a small business owner, you put your heart and your soul and your passion and your dreams into a small business. And what I don't want to see happen is for small business to give up if this is the thing that will help them keep the doors open and get back on the saddle pretty quickly. This is for the employee. It's for the small business owner. I think it's for our nation because the small business sector makes up a very large, significant portion of our economic system. So to the extent we can support them and help them get through this and then be in a position to get up and running very quickly after this is over, I think we'll all benefit.
Yeah, and like you say, it really benefits the workers, too, to keep them from losing their jobs and everything. Congressman, appreciate your joining us on AM Tampa Bay, and anytime you want to get any messages across, just let Natalie know here.
We'll do it, Jack. Thank you. I want to encourage folks to go on to spano.house.gov, which has a lot of information about this. Please take advantage of it. The program starts today, so call your banker today.
All right. Thank you, Congressman.